Qualcomm. So let's go over Qualcomm. So Qualcomm, I've invested in semiconductor companies for a long time, and I've invested in NVIDIA, but not during the big heyday of NVIDIA. I invested in Broadcom during the heyday of Broadcom. I sold too early, and shame on me, but I owned it. I invested in NVIDIA, Intel, unfortunately, and got my, handed to me. And so I've been an investor in semiconductor, and Qualcomm is the stock that I'm buying into. I think it's discounted. I think I see the fundamentals, and I like what I'm seeing. I look at them from a business perspective, and I like what I'm seeing. So analysts believe, like I do, that the stock is discounted and it's a buy. Look at these PEs, 16.9, 13.5. Compare that to Broadcom, and you're like, holy smokes, I'm getting a really, really good company for a song. I think Broadcom, let me put that up here. Yeah, so Broadcom PE 179. It's like, whoa. Seems a little bit overpriced to me, which is why I sold the stock. But this one's only 16. It's like, wow, that's pretty good. Well, that must mean that they're not growing. What's going on? Up only 6%. Look at this. It really went up nicely, and then it came down. It offered up what I thought was a really good buying opportunity. When I study their financials, I'm seeing growth. Okay. And when I look at the quarterly, I'm seeing strong growth in the most recent quarter. So I'm seeing fundamentals that are pretty strong. And Qualcomm's, area of excellence, expertise, leadership is in communications. So if we look at mobile phones, smartphones, there's a lot of Qualcomm technology in that particular use case, as well as other use cases that are communications involved. And that just keeps growing. If you look at cars, yeah, they're connected. I bought my wife a new car at the beginning of November, excuse me. And that car's got like so much technology. It's always connected. The navigation's really improved on new cars, and you can talk to your car and it tells you what's around you. You can ask it for it, a recommendation of a restaurant. Just really, really impressive. Well, that's all connected. It's all connected by, technology, semiconductors, and Qualcomm is right in that space. They've been doing that for 30, 40 years. They started in the military, and they do that for the military. They continue to have military contracts, which is good to know because that's pretty stable. And they're beginning to grow. So I like that about Qualcomm. Let's take a look at their margins and their free cash flow. So gross margins, 56%, solid. Okay. It's not Meta, it's more like Google, but it's very solid, very consistent too. Free cash flow, beautiful. $11 billion free cash flow. Look at that. It's been a cash flow generating machine. Go Qualcomm. So I'm seeing revenue growth. I'm seeing great cash flow. I'm seeing really good margins. Balance sheet's good. And I believe that Qualcomm's discounted. So I keep buying into Qualcomm. It's the one semiconductor stock that's well known that I think is really misunderstood or just being forgotten. And I continue to buy shares because I think it's discounted by 72%. I'm way above what analysts believe. I just love that free cash flow. And I think their earnings per share look great. They're growing the company. They're strategically in the right spaces. They are also involved in data center, and they're involved in some ways with AI, but it's not a pure play AI play like NVIDIA. But this is a really good one for me to, keep loading up on shares of Qualcomm as it sells off. So that's my feeling on that, Mike. And I know that I've created a video on my channel. You could search it where I reviewed Qualcomm and went over it. It's selling off today, so I'll be happy to buy some shares in Qualcomm today. I'm probably going to buy, I dollar cost average into positions and companies that I want to buy into, Qualcomm being one of them. I'm probably going to buy in the last half hour of trading today. I just have a feeling that we're going to see a head fake today. The Russell's selling off. It was flying high earlier. Wouldn't be shocked if these numbers are red at the end of the day. So I don't want to buy too early. I'm not a day trader, but I also like following the market and understanding what it's doing. And yesterday's drastic sell-off, shows me that there is sentiment out there that stocks are expensive. And as soon as you see kind of selling behavior, boy, people just rush for the exits. So let's see how things play out. I'll buy my Qualcomm shares late in the day. just to make sure I don't overpay. And I dollar cost average just so that I can buy into great companies and buy when the buying is good, but I'm not good enough to know that on this particular day is the best time to buy, $100,000 of Qualcomm. No, I'll buy it over time, and I'll just average in my investment into that company. So, Mike, thanks for sharing, or thanks for asking, and good luck with your analysis on both of those.